I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and we're talking with Joe Sykes with Atlantic Stone. How you doing, Joe?
Doing well. How are you doing today, Tim?
Doing great. I want to thank you for inviting us onto the job site of one of your projects. We're here at a private residence in downtown Charleston, and why don't you go ahead and tell our listeners and viewers about the scope of the project as it relates to right here in their bathroom.
Okay. Well, the project originally started with the homeowners selecting Calicata Super Gold, and that's what we're looking at today here on the shower walls, along with the vanity and the floor. They had some very specific designs, and we had to work within very tight quarters, but we were able to book match the slabs in the shower so that we keep the grain moving in the same direction. And also you'll notice that the tub deck is an undermount tub deck, and we had no seams, which is a little bit more of a challenge in our industry. But we were able to achieve that as well. The floor, you're looking at a combination of 12 by 12 and 18 by 18 tiles, along with a border and picture frame.
Let me move our microphone cable out of the way so we can get a good shot of that floor. And what I'm going to do is kind of back up for a second. And so what we're looking at as far as the shower surround here are four separate pieces of marble. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And tell our listeners and viewers about the book matching process that you were mentioning and how it relates here.
Okay, book matching is where we take the movement of the slab into consideration when we do our layouts. And when we do our layouts, we ensure that the veining will all move in the same direction. And as you can see here on the picture, the veining is sequential from one to the other. There's no really offset. And just like you people would do with natural wood.
So you can, and you were mentioning that the slabs, the marble slabs, originated from A&S marble and granite. Is that right?
Yep, here in Charleston.
Okay, and I didn't know this, but the slabs are all in order sequentially as they come out of the ground, and so that's how you were able to match up the grain so nicely here.
Exactly. Normally a bundle consists of about 6 to 8 slabs, and in this case we were able to get a specific bundle, and we were able to get slabs 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. And with the seams, is there any kind of issue as far as water intrusion or anything like that?
What we've done here with this thickness of stone, water would not penetrate through the stone. But what we are going to find, if you were to look behind here, is that we have backer board, and we also have waterproofing membrane. That waterproofing membrane will keep water from getting back into the joist and possibly rotting out.
Okay. So it doesn't. The seams aren't anything that a homeowner needs to be alarmed as far as water getting in between those.
No, but periodically they are caulked. So periodically, if you notice the caulk is compromised or starting to peel away, periodically you want to come back and take care of that. But it would not create a problem for normal everyday use. Gotcha.
And then the tub deck is all one piece, and I'll bet that the homeowners are very appreciative of that because they don't have to worry about any kind of mildew or anything getting in between the seams. Seems like it'd be very, very easy to clean.
Sometimes wherever you have additional seams in a tub deck, which is normally done as a cost savings measure, over time those seams can either A, release, or B, become discolored. In this case, we've eliminated those two issues.
How long have you been in the natural stone business?
I have been in the stone business since 2003, but I have been on my own under Atlantic Stone for 3 years.
Gotcha. So you got a lot of good experience. Okay, so and then you've got the same marble here on the vanity, and how many slabs total did it take to do this job here in the bathroom?
Took 3.
3 total slabs. Wow. Okay. And I see you might think of Atlantic Stone just for countertops, but Atlantic Stone is also able to provide tile, and in this case, the tile floor all came from Atlantic Stone, right? Tell us about that.
That's correct. The materials were selected at A&S. The border was brought in from Doll Tile. and we have a full-service tile crew and a full-service fabrication crew. So all this was done by Atlantic Stone, but two separate groups.
Tell us about the edging detail here, because this is a little bit unusual too.
You don't see it very often, and it's starting to gain more popularity, but this particular edge detail is called a reverse OG. And it's the same as a typical OG edge, but instead of the profile being on the top, it's on the underside of the stone instead of the top side.
Okay, so I don't know if we can get a shot down here, but basically what you're looking at then is the stone is kind of lipping under here. So, and usually that's just reversed then. That's
right, and you might get a better shot of it straight here through the back if you want to take a peek there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take our cameras over here in just a second. Anything else that we should know about the master bath project?
Like any downtown house, it has its own unique set of challenges. In this case, we were dealing with walls that were more out of square than true, but we were able to overcome those obstacles just through planning and coordination with the contractor, the homeowner, and ourselves.
Right, and this is one of these historic homes here in downtown Charleston. So obviously, this is a remodel project. Are you seeing more remodel or new construction projects these days?
More remodeling. I think a lot of people have decided to take maybe some savings and reinvest in their homes and stay there, than obviously try to trade up.
There you go. Okay, well, let's take our cameras over here, and so that we can catch that edge detail, and I'm going to let you describe that. Okay. Okay. Now we're getting a close up of that reverse OG detail. Can you kind of describe that again for our viewers and listeners?
Sure. Basically, the reverse OG is just a one of many profiles that you can put on stone, just to give it more character. And in this case, an OG edge is similar to an S that's been flattened out. In this case, the S is on the underside of the stone as opposed to the top side, and it's just a design feature that varies on a client per client basis.
And Joe, tell us about this this small shelf. This seems like it would be very helpful for the homeowners.
Yeah, in this case, the homeowners were wanting to obviously give this remodel an update, but also they wanted to make it more functional and increase storage space. This is one way that we can help do that. You can see that it's they are tight quarters, and this is a way that you can help utilize extra space and storage within the vanity.
Okay, Joe. Now we're in a different part of the home, and tell us about the fireplace surround.
This is unique in several aspects. First is the material. It's called Azul do Mar. It's an expensive stone, but it's also very rare. It's not something that you see every day. Mm-hmm. Secondly, is one thing that we were able to do is in order to minimize the seams and once again book match the veining of the stone, mm-hmm. the movement, we mitered the edges. Mm. And whenever we miter the edges, the seam actually falls on the corner, mm-hmm.
as
as opposed to being on the outside.
Right.
We're able to mask it.
Mm-hmm. And trim carpenters will do that with molding, right? They'll cut it on a 45 to try to minimize the joint.
Yep, that's a good way to look at it.
Mm-hmm. And what has struck me about this is like how smooth it is, and normal or some other stone companies might just butt those pieces up against each other, so you see those seams?
Yes, and obviously it would be visible. You would see the seam on the outside, depending on how they butt it up. But mm-hmm. normally you would have a noticeable seam on either the inside of the fireplace box or on the outside. Mm-hmm. In this case, we were able to eliminate by mitering the edges.
Gotcha. And something that we'll have to bring our cameras over here in a second to take a look at, but you mentioned in our pre-interview that instead of that there's a different sort of material here on the header. And why did you do that?
Well, we did that really to save material. Once again, we were trying to maximize the use of the panel. They had some other furniture pieces that they wanted to have as accents to the fireplace, mm-hmm. and as a cost savings measure and to make sure that we had enough material, we used black on the inside of the header up here, which is not noticeable.
Sure. So it's and you said it was a black absolute granite,
Honed.
so that no one really is going to be seeing what's underneath here, but you still have the integrity of having granite under there, and you're able to save the homeowner some money on that.
That's right.
Great idea. Great idea. Okay, well, let's move to another part of the house where Atlantic Stone has done some work. Unless there's anything else here you want to cover.
No, I think that's really it. I just wanted to share with you guys once again book matching and the fact that we had offered a slightly different way to put this together, which in the end made it look better.
That's great. Well, Joe, one of the great things about some of these old houses in downtown Charleston, multiple fireplaces throughout the house, and this small condominium has got 2 fireplaces, and I see this one as a gas fireplace. And you did all the surround work for this fireplace as well?
Oh, we did.
Okay, tell us about it.
Well, this is a material called Rosa Levanto, and it was really in keeping with kind of the natural stone and hues in the antique heart pine flooring. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to work off of that with a little bit of green to pull up on the walls. Mm-hmm. So once again, a lot of thought was put into the type of stone that would go here. And we did the hearth, the legs, and the header, along with some inside returns to help fill that out.
Very nice. I see the hearth is nice and flush with the floor, so there's no tripping hazards or anything.
Yeah, that's also correct. That floor was actually modified so that we could have the hearth flush with the hardwood flooring.
Good deal. All right, and then you ended up using some of the extra stone here for some shelves for some built-ins that the homeowners have. Let's take a look at that next. Okay, and this is some of the remnants from that slab that on the fireplace surround that we just mentioned, and that was used for tops for these lovely built-in bookshelves that the homeowners have.
Yeah, the cabinet company did a wonderful job with it. We just capped it off with some of the same material as the fireplace. Note once again the reverse OG.
Notice that, yeah, that's great. And we've got one top here, and then there's a matching built-in book shelf case over here with the same granite material on those tops as well.
That's correct. We had very little material left over, which once again was by design.
Mm-hmm. Well, Joe, you also helped the homeowners out in the kitchen. They had some existing granite that Atlantic Stone was able to kind of rejuvenate. They're still working on that, so we're not going to show that today. But briefly tell us about how you were able to help a homeowner, the same homeowners here, with some of their existing granite.
Okay, in this particular kitchen, they needed a pantry, like a butler's pantry. They also needed a larger opening for the refrigerator. So in this case, the footprint of the kitchen was slightly reduced. Mm-hmm. In doing so, we were able to cut the existing stone and mend the existing seams and just kind of clean it up and give it a facelift. On top of that, the piece that was left over, we were able to use as a splash behind the stove. So once again, trying to utilize everything that we can, waste not, want not.
Seems like is that kind of a philosophy of yours at Atlantic Stone to try to be as efficient as possible to save homeowners money?
Yeah, and it's a lot of the way that I kind of conduct my business and my personal life. Before that, I had long hair and I was a big recycler.
There you go.
So it carries over into my business as well.
Gotcha. Well, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you at Atlantic Stone.
Well, you can reach me several different ways. If you want to call the showroom, you can call at 737-5004, mobile 729-3838, or you can visit my website online, atlanticstonellc.com, and from there you can get my email address.
And where's your showroom located?
Showroom is located on Johns Island at the corner of Maybank and River Road in the Food Line Shopping Center, and open Monday through Friday, but it would like to have an appointment.
Good deal. Okay, well, we want to thank Joe Sykes with Atlantic Stone for showing us around the various projects that Atlantic Stone did for these homeowners in downtown Charleston. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.